Welcome back to ASMR Soldier. My hair's wild. I haven't done it yet, and I'm not going to put on a cap right now. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite topics of all time. It's handguns. First, gotta feed the monster inside. Stuff's good. Okay, so today we're going to talk about my personal self-defense handgun. And for me, it's the perfect handgun because it's the exact same gun that I use while I'm at work. So it's an easy transition from professional use to personal use if it comes down to it. But also because I already know how it's going to fit my hand. I already know how my hand is going to move when I draw the weapon. And I've already got that muscle memory built in where everything is at. It's an ambidextrous handgun, but it is still better to already have that practice so I could just easily transition into personal use or home self-defense use if I need to. So the handgun in the topic today is none other than the P320 from Sig Sauer. And as you can see, I've made some adjustments and modifications to it. But this is the handgun that I use in the Army. So it's an easy transition. And we are going to go through all of it. But before we do it, the first rule of handling any handgun is treat it as if it was loaded. So we're going to clear the weapon first before we go any other step further. We're going to remove the magazine, set it down, and we're going to clear the chamber. Inspect it. No rounds. Release it. So now this weapon is safe to handle. But first, let's go into where I holster this. I holster this into my Safariland. No, this is not Safariland. This is like Red Swamp, I think it was. Yeah, Red Swamp, Red Creek. I will put it in the description because I bought this like 7-8 months ago. This is like all Kytex. I don't remember the material. That's why it took so dang long. But it's perfectly molded for that gun with the RMR sight that goes up here and for the light that fits right there. I have it on a paddle holster right there, which is this is configuration for an open carry. Just have it right on my hip on my right side, just quick draw. And it's a very tough material. This thing does not bend. It does make some pretty good tapping sounds. Now, how does the weapon stay in here? Well, it's got this little thing right here that comes down and locks the weapon in, so if somebody else tries to pull it from my holster, they'll be unable to. They have to release this right here, push it to the side. Usually you come down with a thumb, right, and they'll push it onto the side. And it'll release it, and then you could do a quick draw. Do what you have to do. But this holster is extremely comfortable. It fits right on my hip. And sometimes when I'm driving, that's when it becomes an issue because it kind of gets in the way of the seatbelt buckle. So it's a bit of a pain. But so far I have no complaints with the holster. It's phenomenal, very durable, sturdy, and reliable. Now to the handgun. I love this gun. Only downside is it's a full size. So it's kind of hard for a full size. It's kind of hard to conceal this. So this is why this is my home defense and oftentimes my personal defense weapon when I am outside. Alright, so I added the RMR, so if I move my head out of the way, you guys can see it's got a built-in little red dot right there. And no matter where I look, I know that red dot is going to be in the same place. So if I'm aiming down the barrel, alright, let's aim here. If I'm aiming down the barrel, that red dot is right there, and it's never going to move. It's from the it's from Swamp Fox. I don't know if you guys could see that there. It's from Swamp Fox. This is really, really good. And what I like about this light, this RMR, I mean, is that after 4 minutes of the weapon just being idle, for example, if I set it down and it doesn't move, the RMR light will just turn off. And once I pick it up, it'll turn back on. So it gives it a battery life of up to, I think, 14 years. That's crazy. That's what they advertise. It's probably less, but still. And then I added the, let me see if I can zoom in. There we go. TLR 1HL. Now this little light right here, God, it's heavy. It really weighs the weapon down towards the front, which is kind of a good thing because when you're shooting and you get all that recoil from the gun popping back and forward, this kind of reduces a little bit of that. So it kind of keeps your weapon, as you're firing, you're going, it kind of keeps it level, right? So you're here, instead of having a bigger recoil, just having a little bit of a smaller one because there's more weight towards the front, keeping it down. What I love about this light, though, it is so bright. And I'm going to demonstrate. And it's got a couple settings, right? It's got this little, right here. Get my face out of the way. It's got these little knobs right here, right? Look at that, lit up the whole room. Right? So that's on. And then I could turn it this way to quickly turn it on. But here's my favorite feature. My favorite feature is if I shift it to the left 2 times fast, it does a strobe effect. And if you've ever looked at a flashing strobe, it is very disorienting. So it's perfect for home intruders. Watch. Okay, I'm not going to play that for too long, but you get the idea. Just imagine that just in your face. Wow, someone's trying to come in the house. Picked the wrong house today, bud. So the Army's version is the M17. And it says it right there. If it zooms in, see it? Yep. M17 P320 from Sig Sauer. Now, I love this gun. It's sturdy. It's durable. I've gone to the range with this my personal handgun. I've gone to the range, I don't know, about 10 times already. I've put in a couple thousand rounds through it, and it is phenomenal. I got to give it a good cleaning, a really deep cleaning, but the slide action is just phenomenal, right? It's locked in place. It just looks so, and it feels, and I love this color. This coyote brown color we got going on. Absolutely love it. fits perfectly in the hands. You can come out, do what you got to do with it. And now, the rounds that I use. This handgun is a 9mm because I personally don't believe that you need a 40 or a 45 to stop a human from coming into your home. If they're cracked out on PCP or like some other kind of heavy stimulants, that may kind of turn them into, I don't know, a zombie or something like that. It's a little bit different. You just need more rounds at that point. And that's also why I like to use a 9mm, because I get more rounds in my magazine than like a 40 or 45. If I had a 40 or 45 in this particular handgun, I would probably get maybe 6 rounds, 7 rounds, plus 1 in the chamber. So it would be 7 plus 1, right? With this handgun, I could get, I think, 17 plus 1. Let me see. It says it on here. Yeah, 17 plus 1. And this is the factory magazine. Of course, they sell extended mags, right? In the Army, I have one. I have 4 magazines. I have 2 like this that are 17 rounds, right? Excuse me. And then I have 2 more that are 21 rounds. So it's like this, but it's a little bit longer, and it just has a couple more rounds in it. I like to use a mixture of full metal jackets and hollow points. Now let's go over those real quick right here. Alright, or it's already loaded, so let's take one out. Actually, I think these are all hollow points, so let's go ahead and take a look at this right here. Cover my dang face. Alright, so that's the hollow point. And this is perfect. It'll pick up my face again. No, there we go. So this is perfect for home self-defense, because if you have a full metal jacket and someone comes into your house and you shoot, but let's say you miss, these walls are not made out of concrete. These walls are not made out of, really thick wood or nothing like that. They're plywood with some sheetrock, space, another sheetrock, and then you have your neighbor. So what this will do when it makes contact with a body, particularly a liquid body like the human body, it'll mushroom, and it'll kind of just mushroom open inside the body into a bunch of little fragments. So if you have a FMJ, which is a full metal jacket, I got it somewhere. Put that back on there. I got it somewhere in my safe. You risk, shooting someone in the shoulder. It doesn't hit a bone or anything. It just hits muscle, and then it goes through. It still has momentum to penetrate through the wall and potentially hitting your neighbor or their dog or their kid, God forbid. So, yeah, you saved yourself, but you potentially harmed another human. But, this is it right here. This is the magazine. 6 hours. They're expensive. They're so expensive. Oh, my God. Like one standard magazine. One standard magazine is about, if I recall, I think it's like $25, $30. And then for the extended magazine, it's like $40, $45. That's crazy. How about we rack a couple rounds? See what nice sounds they make, huh? Here's my handgun, right? Oh, I did forget. What I like about this gun is that it has a physical safety. Right there, right? Down for fire. Up. I'm sorry. Yeah, down for fire, up for safe. And what's good is it's ambidextrous. So you have it on both sides. Down for fire, up for safe. So if you're, right hand or left hand, you could do that action with your thumb. Pretty easy. And it just makes a little bit better for at least military applications. If, soldier drops their weapon, I'm coming by. I already know what kind of gun it is. It doesn't matter. If I'm lefty or righty, I could pick it up and shoot. Only big downside is the army version doesn't have a cool, reticle on it. So, or a light. But let's go ahead and rack a couple rounds. Let's see how it sounds, right? So I'm going to be real quiet now. Here we go. Let's go ahead and rack one. Weapons on safe. There you go. Always keep your finger off the trigger unless you're ready to fire. Still unsafe. Let's go ahead and drop it. This might get loud because the bullet is going to hit the desk. Be warned. It just fell through. But now we inspect, right? Weapons on safe. Still bullet. And we successfully just did a weapons check. A functions check, sorry. So that's my personal defense handgun. I also have a shotgun, an AR-15. I have a bolt action Remington 700, which is more for like just long distance shooting on the range, just for fun. And then I have a original like 1942 Mosin Nagant, which is just huge. It's heavy. It fires a big bullet, and it hurts the shoulder like crazy. Guys, if you guys have liked this video, please go ahead and drop a comment below if you have a personal self-defense handgun, or if you want to see some of my other weapons that I keep for personal defense. And go ahead and give the video a thumbs up. It takes 0.03 seconds. It helps with the YouTube algorithm so that we could keep growing and spreading triggers and ASMR love everywhere. This has been ASMR Soldier. I thank you for coming to the channel. Remember, I've got your six.